Okay, we're live. And I definitely forgot to reset the timer.
Hello, everyone. I should be in bed by now, but I'm still awake, so y'all gotta deal with me for another hour and a half.
I think you should have been asleep like an hour and 10 minutes ago as well.
I feel
no,
like
let's be frank here.
This is actually my normal bedtime right here that I usually go to bed at.
Ugh.
But unfortunately, due to some conflicts IRL, I'm here now. So this is my punishment. So yeah.
No, your punishment is going to be red tunic. By the way, what are we playing, M-Chan?
Yeah. This is Link's Awakening. Which is not a Zelda game, or which is, well, it is a Zelda game, but it is not a Mario game that you saw like an hour ago. Real quick, before the run begins, I'm gonna show this off. If you name your file exactly this, then you get these results right here. If you're playing this on English, you just gotta name your file Zelda in all caps, and then you get this. It's just something really cool to do. Let's do some introductions. My name is M-Chan.
I'm Astronomus.
I'm Venomet.
Alright. If we're ready to begin, we're gonna...
Yeah, ready when you are.
Yeah, so we're gonna start this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, so this is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening Deluxe for the Game Boy Color, which is a remake of the original Link's Awakening from the original Game Boy. 2 years ago, in the last S2CDW event, TGH ran the any % no save and quit category, which is about 50 to 60 minutes long. This time I am running 100%, which is an hour and a half long. In 100%, you have to get all the heart pieces, all the heart containers, all the dungeons, get every item, upgrade everything, get 12 pictures, which are exclusive to this version, as well as getting 20 out of 26 seashells. Now, to some of you guys who are not familiar with this game are going to ask, well, why 20 and not all 26? It'll make sense later.
But first, we gotta, grab our shield, go down to the beach, and grab our sword, which was conveniently left down there.
Yeah.
Shame we only hear this music at this point of the game. That's it.
So a minor thing that I'm doing right here is I'm actually holding my shield out, and that actually extends Link's hitbox so I can grab the sword while the owl is flying away, and that saves just a little bit of time. So now what I need to do is I need to get 10 rupees. Unfortunately, get 10 rupees is random, but I can minimize the amount of randomness by doing something called rupee dipping, so I'll let you guys talk about that.
So basically, Link and his sword and his shield have different hitboxes. So if you can get a rupee to hit both of those hitboxes, either Link's and his shield or sword, you get 2 rupees for the price of 1.
Alright, that was good RNG.
Yeah. Rough RNG at the beginning, but definitely made up for it at the end.
Alright, that was really good.
But they'll never beat Xander's 4 in 1 slash.
And then 2 more on the following one.
Alright, so I'm gonna pick up the shovel right here. I don't have 200 rupees, but we're just gonna get it anyway. And now we're gonna go back and get more stuff. Oh, he's not happy. Oh no, I died! This run sucks now.
For those of you who are playing in English along with us, you're now called Thief.
Or the thief equivalent in the Japanese version.
Do they actually change the name in the Japanese version?
I'm pretty sure.
In Japanese, it's Dobodo, but you don't know that because you don't know what the character is.
So we also, air quotes, bought some bombs, and we stole the bow as well. The way that rupees work in this game is it counts down, sort of like the Mother Health system. So if you can buy something but then save and quit before you actually spend the rupees, you get it basically for free, or a discount, depending on how fast you are.
Did you guys know that I got the powder first try?
Oh boy, it's not like you can literally walk up, press B, hold it until it's right where that one tile is, and then press A, and then automatically get the powder.
No, global timers don't exist in this game, come on.
Ooh, you need to get out of the way. Move. Oh my gosh.
He just wants to talk to you.
Wow.
See, isn't that better?
This is our first element of enemies getting in your way. Well, not even an enemy, an NPC getting in your way.
What I just did there was a bomb trigger, so can you guys talk about bomb triggers?
So bomb triggers, it's a little weird, but essentially if you place a bomb 4 frames in between another bomb, so either over transitions or into a pit, which we'll see later, it will trigger the, it's like...
It basically
Sprite
triggers sprites for cutscenes.
Please?
It's magic.
Yeah,
Okay, there we
I
go.
believe it's Sprite 0, but I could be wrong.
I
But
think it could be that.
it's super jank, and it's
What are you talking about? It's 100% consistent.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. We'll be seeing some pit bomb triggers in a little bit, not like soon, but like
In like an hour or so.
There's like a few different ways to do bomb triggers, but and you'll be seeing like all the different variations that I'll be doing throughout this run.
Oh boy, does that mean you're doing swag?
oh boy.
Maybe.
If you got more than 8 bombs going in there, you better do swag.
So this is Tail Cave. It is super easy. Nobody makes any mistakes in it, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it.
Wait for it.
But more importantly, this dungeon features the dungeon item Rock's Feather, which allows you to do the most important mechanic in every single video game, and that is to jump.
What do you mean? I've played tons of Zelda games where I don't have to jump.
But you still
There's a
jump whether
reason
you have
why
a
they-
function to jump or not.
No, I don't. Have you ever played the original Legend of Zelda?
Fine.
Is a fair
Got 'em.
assessment.
But actually, the Rock's Feather. We should probably talk about this now. But the Rock's Feather allows you to do some really broken things, exclusive to the 1.0
It's broken.
version, which is the
There's
version I'm playing
literally-
on. So I'll let you guys talk about what I'm about to do.
So there's literally a reason why the Rock's Feather basically is gone in most other Zelda games, and that's the fact that the game doesn't play well with clipping into walls, which you can do by kind of going through the corner, like hugging the corner. And so if you push up against the wall while jumping and then face the other direction by using the sword, bow, or fire rod, or just facing outward in general, the game acts like you're jumping off a ledge, which gives you insane amounts of height.
Well, the thing is also, all of the walls in the dungeons are actually ledges.
Alright,
Yeah, it's
so
just
we
the
got a
game
really hard
that
boss coming up. So here we go, and I win.
Don't blink.
Alright, actually we have an actual hard boss coming up, so hopefully this goes well.
Don't fall in the pit.
Yeah, Moldorm is arguably the most annoying boss in the game, because
Okay, there we go.
just like in A Link to the Past, he can knock you into the pit and restart the entire fight. He luckily only dies in 4 hits or 3 hits if you do a spin slash and 2 normal slashes, or 2 spin slashes.
Basically 4 damage point value things.
So earlier, the reason the mini boss before Moldorm was really fast, because the game does not expect you to have the bow super early on, and actually you're not supposed to have the bow until Dungeon 5. So because you have the bow really early on, the bow is like super powerful in a lot of the early fights.
Super powerful in general. It can one-shot most things. 2-shot mini-bosses.
Yeah?
Yeah, and
As you guys saw in D1, you could just stick a bomb on the end of it. Because we
Yeah.
did it first, not Twilight Princess.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
another
so-
mechanic that that was first introduced in this game. You can if you use a bomb and an arrow at both at the same time, then you get to use a bomb arrow. It's a really cool mechanic.
yeah. And because we're going to be doing another super jump here, you may be wondering, why don't we just use the super jump to go out of bounds? Well, this is the no wrong warp or out of bounds version of this category. This game is broken. Just to throw that out there. So we need these heavy stipulations.
Yeah, we try to make the game not as broken, but it's still broken.
Yeah,
I don't know. Everything I've seen so far has been 100% intentional in my eyes.
Nintendo, well, actually, quote unquote Nintendo made this because some boys in the back room were like, hey, let's port a Link to the Past. They didn't port a Link to the Past.
They got cut and they got forced to make a new Zelda game.
So this is exclusive to the deluxe version of Link's Awakening. The photo side quests, you have to activate it now, otherwise you can't do it. Otherwise, it's very inconvenient to do it later. And there are 12 pictures. That's actually our second picture that we got. When we stole stuff in the shop, that automatically gave us a picture for some reason.
You know, I'm pretty sure that's because there's a security camera outside the shop.
Unfortunately,
whoa, that was interesting.
We can't see most of the pictures, at least most of the funny ones. Some of the funny pictures we won't be able to see, but we will be able to see a few.
So,
Like
King Moblin here, he decided to kidnap Bow Wow, who we saw earlier.
Hey, at least this isn't no save and quit.
Death for his crimes.
Yeah, he just kind of dies. He's gone forever.
That was really
Like,
difficult,
seriously,
by the
never
way.
see him again. Oh yeah.
Everything you're seeing is the hardest trick.
Oh, okay, this is Flock Clip. You guys want to talk about that?
So, nah, go ahead.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
Nah. Oh, why? Thank you. So, if you get up next to a block that has a text box and you're clipped into the wall, you can continue pushing just a little bit while the text box is open, and that allows you to just slip right through the block. Because clipping is wonderful.
Yeah, so the one time that we actually are okay with the game giving us a text box for not having the power bracelet. Yeah, that's actually a thing. Even if you have the power bracelet in your inventory, sometimes the game will be like, nope.
You have to have it equipped to get rid of that. Otherwise, the game goes, it's too heavy. My little noodle arms can't hold it.
And it's annoying. You also can't pick up grass without the power bracelet either.
Wait, you can pick up... Oh, right, you can pick up grass. I'm sitting here going, wait, like the lawn?
Yeah, haven't you picked up your own grass in your yard?
Hey, I live in Landscaper Central.
Alright, hold on, another hard fight coming up real quick. Alright, we win.
But did you get music?
Yeah, I did.
Then you failed, go back and do it again.
Uh-oh. Oh my
Reset.
god, that was weird.
So yeah, D2 is... it's a dungeon, alright.
You guys want to talk
Pretty
about what I'm
boring.
about to do here? Alright, there we go.
Well, what you just did, I assume.
Yeah.
The game thinks that those ghosts die when they're off screen, so we just knock them off the side of the screen to, air quotes, kill them.
Yeah, the game... You'll see this constantly, where the game takes shortcuts to try to deal with certain events, and we can abuse that.
You're not nice.
Oh boy.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, this room is probably the worst in the dungeon, because that Rezephos knight, he's
Wow.
just gonna get in the way. You can't do anything about it.
He's just bodyguarding. There's nothing wrong with that, he wants to protect his friends.
Yeah, and he wants to take the hit, so you have to go into that sub-area, so that... Because you essentially have to kill those enemies in a certain order, and that can be annoying if that Rezephos knight gets in the way. And then coming up is the genie. This is a very hard boss fight. Basically impossible. It's not like we literally skipped 2 phases or anything.
Yeah, this next phase is very technical, and it goes by really fast, so hopefully we get it. Alright, so I'm gonna... Oh, okay, so if I did it right, I would have shot a bomb arrow immediately after the bomb exploded on him, but I timed it like a few frames too late.
It seems like you were a bit high, pal.
Yeah, that was a bit there. And so
But the job's done.
So the reason why he was able to break out of the jar in the first phase and not after the third phase is the game doesn't know how to react to throwing the jar while clipped into a wall. So it just thinks that the jar is stuck in the wall and then just shatters and then he's just there.
Yeah. Alright, so I don't have my notes on me, so I'm just gonna pray that this direction that I'm going is the right way. Because I've been running this game for a year and I have not memorized the route of this category.
Spoilers, he's going the right way because he wants to get a warp back to the waterfalls.
Oh my gosh. Why you gotta say stuff?
This will actually be super helpful later.
Yeah.
This is actually going to be essential to some fast travel. There are 4 warps in the game, we only use 3 of them. Well, technically there's 5 if you count the Ocarina song. Which, spoiler alert, this is the second game to have an ocarina. Before Ocarina of Time.
It's the first game. In Link to the Past it was called the flute. It doesn't count.
Ah, yes.
Ocarina is a type of flute.
So Mchen's gonna have to be very careful here with the menuing. Because he wants to get bombs and not powder.
And if he mashes the text, he sure gets a lot of powder before he gets bombs.
I normally I'd actually play really risky there, but I'm gonna play it safe just for the sake of. You actually lose the run if you. This is a legitimate run over if you end up accidentally picking powder.
Yeah, because this is before Zelda games were not as brutal with the requirements of resources. So if you don't have enough bombs, you're gonna have to pick some up later, or you just can't finish the run.
See, I don't think they intended us to be using bombs the way we're using them now.
You're not supposed to have bombs like right now.
You could spend a lot of. You could go farming. You could cut the bushes. You can totally have bombs right now.
You get that singular bomb.
How do you think we got into the? How do you think we got that bomb wall in D1? Because they intended for us to have bombs in D1.
Anyways, we're just gonna go past this witch's hut, which we would normally use the mushroom to get the powder, but we can just go to the trendy game instead.
Because money solves all of our ails.
I blew up that wall right there, and that's gonna save a little bit of time later. And that's just because of menuing purposes. In this game, you have only 2 buttons to work with, and so there's a lot of pausing in this game that you do out of like most other Zelda games.
Yeah, and if I recall correctly, each time you pause, it's 2 seconds plus whatever menu you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you wanna not open the menu as much as possible.
Oh yeah, so this guy is Richard, and he's standing in front of this villa that he got kicked out of. And he's gonna want us to go find a bunch of golden leaves for him, because they're so precious. It's just gold leaf, pal.
This is only one of 2 times where we will ever see Candlelit Castle in the run.
Never see the inside.
Yeah.
It's not important.
We're gonna be going into the little shell paradise here. Since it's specifically routed that we have exactly 5 shells here, you can just get a bonus shell.
So we'll be back there when we get 10 and 20.
Alright, so this is Richard Skip or Villa Skip or whatever. There's like
No. It's Villa Skip. That's it. There is no Richard Skip.
Yeah, because you see Richard in the run.
Alright, there we go. 3 buffers, alright. Do you guys want to talk about that?
So this is completely RNG. So essentially, what you can do is, while falling down a pit, specifically at the edge of the pit, if you can buffer your way so that Link slowly goes below, so it goes farther and farther off the pit, and once you hear him fall, it'll act like he is at the very, very bottom of the tile, so you can use that to get clipped into walls, or in this instance, be clipped at the very bottom of the screen, and it'll act like you're at the transition, and you will transition to the bottom.
And because there's a bunch of solid objects below you, it just drops you to the next available open tile for you to stand on.
And then now we're about to do something called Jesus jumping, which is the same, which is kind of similar to pit buffering that they were talking about, but on water.
I mean, essentially, it explains itself. You're Jesus.
So I got a 4 buffer there, which is kind of bad. Ooh, that was a close one. That seashell can fall in the water, and then you can't get that seashell anymore.
Yeah, that's why you want to, specifically that one, hit it from the top and then run down as soon as possible. Because if you hit it from any other orientation, it will fall into the water.
And now, remember how I said Link has noodle arms? Yeah, those noodle arms totally apply to putting keys into dungeon entrances.
Yeah. As long as Link is facing forward and is on the right pixel, he will always open up the dungeon in question.
You know, because hitboxes work well.
So I'm actually counting the number of enemies I kill here, and that's so I can get a power-up called the Piece of Power. So I'll let you guys take care of that.
So essentially, he's going to New York, and he's going to be ordering a slice of cheese pizza.
I don't see any cheese on there.
Man, the whole thing is cheese.
Sauce. Oh, okay.
They put some of that nice red shelled cheese on it.
Anyways, this piece of power will, straight from New York, will grant Link the ability to double his attack, which we will be seeing later with possibly a tunic upgrade, maybe, and an upgrade to our sword. But anyways, the important part of this is that Link moves at 1.5 times the speed, and that's very helpful. It's mainly used in the no save and quit category, but the reason why it's not used here as common as much as it normally would be is because every time you quit or die, you will reset the count.
So we should probably explain what just happened. We did a super jump out of the corner there, and then tinked off of the Dodongo in order to hop over that block. That is Dodongo skill.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than it looks.
It makes the name Key Cavern kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, because you only technically need 2 keys in the entire cavern, excluding the boss key, or the nightmare key as it is in the canon name. So the important reason why we have Piece of Power here is for this slimy old boss fight, so we can kill it really quickly, as seen here.
A little bit out of hand, but it's fine.
Yeah. So earlier, Dodongo skip, like as I said, Dodongo skip looks harder than I made it look. It is very scary because if you do it incorrectly, you can actually get stuck in between the blocks, which means you soft lock the game and you have to save and quit in order to get out of it.
But if you have the boots, you can possibly dash out of it. But none of that matters because you get it first try every time.
Yeah, and depending on your subpixel or pixel orientation, sometimes you just are straight up soft lock and you have to save and quit. Luckily, you can save yourself.
At least this is a save and quit category.
I think we only have one category that bans saving and quitting.
Oh, yes, we do. Well, technically, I'm not sure we can do it in Ace. But that's for a whole host of different reasons.
Yeah.
So, a very obvious bombable wall here. Totally a sign that there's a bombable wall right there.
Yeah, the reason you would actually know that some of these bombable walls exist, even though there's clearly no indication, is because it's actually a puzzle in Key Cavern, where they tell you that if you clink your sword against the wall, you can actually, the sword will make a different sound effect, which means that you can bomb the wall.
And coming up here is a skip, which skips the cutscene with Terran getting stung by the bees, and so you can just kind of pick up the honeycomb there.
Missing
Just
one of the
needed-
best cutscenes in the game.
I'm
yeah,
sorry, we're
and-
going for world record here. I promised during A Link to the Past I would go for world record.
Alright, time to triple the donation for Red Tunic.
Oh yeah, and then, so, one thing we didn't mention is, normally you would need the Yoshi doll to then do this long trade side quest to get into Candlelit Castle, to then get the stick, to then give to Terran, but the game just assumes that you have the stick on hand.
Because you finished D3.
Yeah, it just kind of just plops into your inventory, and you just wonder why.
The owl dropped a stick for you. There you go.
Perfect.
We've solved the long time issue of continuity.
So now we're just gonna be going around the island, just kind of doing some side questing, getting some important items to progress the story. One of the main reasons why we pick up that honeycomb in the first place is to give it to this bear that'll give us a pineapple that we will keep, which will allow us to take Marin and get some pictures and stuff.
Yeah, forget the pineapple. The fact that the bear tells us where Marin is so we can have a date with her is the most important part of this.
And Marin will just stay in Mabe Village and won't react to you at all, because the game is like, hey, even if you know that you need Marin to wake up the walrus, you still need the pineapple to give it to Papal, but we never see him.
Alright, so I'm about to go for
Telling
another
me.
variation of a super jump. It's called Naked Super Jump. It's a little bit harder to do. Okay, we got it.
So, as mentioned, if you're just facing out, you can do a super jump as well.
Yeah, and that's
And we get an ocarina for our travels.
It skips the whole spiral of going through. You can actually get the ocarina before even having the boots with this trick. Which is very
You
nice.
get it right after you get the power bracelet in D2.
Yeah, and that's in the LA route, but this is LADX.
Alright, so he said he's going for world record. Let's see it. World record right here. Fish the pond.
Oh, fish upon world record. Alright, here we go. Alright, here's the first fish. Oh, he got away. Oh, man, I'm really bad. I'm sorry. But there's a
Gee.
fish hiding in the corner. Oh, that's not good. Spice,
Ooh.
please insert a meme for that.
Good thing we can get some more rupees later
Yeah.
by abusing a specific room that only gives us 5 rupees. And those
Speaking of
only-
abusing things, we just abused the fact that we caught a fish that had a piece of heart in it to skip the long... Look, you completed another heart container because you got 4 heart pieces. Yay!
Yeah. And now we can return this evil being to whence it came.
Look at him, hideous. He wants to consume your very soul.
Yeah, when you see in the picture, he's much larger.
He is Link-sized.
I don't
Which
get a lot of
begs
the
the
pictures in
question.
this game because they make Link look really weird in all of the pictures. It's like, if you look at his left hand looks like a stick. It makes no sense.
Maybe he's holding the stick.
Also, we just got a picture of the phone guy from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh boy.
Look, Ulrira's not that old.
Maybe you're right. But we never see any use of him in the game, aside from the fact that...
He helps you.
In
How
a
else
casual
do
play-
you know how to beat the game?
Well, it's for people who come back after a couple of months of rage quitting.
Yeah, because this game is one of those games that it takes the Zelda formula of, hey, here's an open world, but also we're not going to tell you anything. Also, best scene in the game here.
Yep.
To continue tradition, did you know that these seagulls are completely RNG dependent. The pattern that they do is never the same.
Also,
Oh,
this
why?
water looks amazing. Really good for GBA standards. Also, this is a good way to know if someone's splicing if they literally get the same RNG on these seagulls.
And now it's time to go out
No,
on
that
a
that
date.
pattern looked very familiar to me, so don't tell anybody.
All the patterns look the same. The only one where it's
Like a
different is when they
disease.
dive bomb.
Game Boy Color standard. Sorry. I also... This can be played via the Game Boy player on the GameCube. So we're just gonna be getting some pictures with Marin here.
So first she fell on us during the well, and then we show complete and total apathy as she's explaining her life story to us.
She wants to become a seagull here. When that's her wish. Will her
She
wish
wishes
come
she
true?
could fly
We'll see.
away. Oh, it won't. You already died.
Oh, why you gotta say something?
You failed, M-Chan. You couldn't save the girl.
So over
Yeah.
here,
This is-
Terran ruins dates. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, honestly, I'd say probably, like, most of the pictures in this game are pretty cute, but this one's just annoying.
I rank this the lowest.
Yeah, it's not even in focus. Come on.
And that's
Terran
why
photobomb.
we let him get stung by bees, isn't it?
He lives on for another day.
Alright, so this is well, not yet, but this is the reason why the going all the way to the mountain warp saved a little bit. Will save us time. It'll become useful later. For now, so then we got Marin now, which Marin is needed to get rid of this like walrus that's like in the way right there. But we're about to do this. Okay, there we go. This is called walrus skip, technically, because you do it in any percent. In any percent, you actually don't get Marin or the Ocarina. So without Marin or the Ocarina, this is a dangerous trick because you can actually soft lock while doing this trick.
Yeah. So if you don't have Bow Wow, it won't soft lock, but in 80% no save and quit, you have Bow Wow.
And in wrong warp as well.
Oh boy.
That too. Oh boy, Bow Wow, my favorite
But-
partner here.
We're free of our date, unfortunately.
I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Were
And
you
now we're
though? You
missing-
seemed rather aloof. You
yeah.
didn't even respond when she was telling you her dream to fly. You just had this sour look on your face. By the way, bomb triggers also help you get pieces of heart.
Yeah, so you can just kind of skip this entire portion here.
Yeah,
You
there is
can't
normally like a
tech-
really dumb jump they have to make there, but thanks to bomb triggers, you don't have to do that.
Actually, no, I don't think you were supposed to do the dumb jump there. You're
Well,
supposed to go up to the
in
top.
older routes before bomb triggers were found, that's what you had to do.
No. Like, you go from the top, you
Also-
drop a bomb down. There's nothing there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
what's in that
nothing.
room. I just shoot arrows in here because it's fun to do.
Just saying.
And then you get a key for your efforts, and then you fall down into a pit. You get a concussion. You're probably dead.
shoot bomb arrows before you even exist on screen.
And there's another one of them totally logical spots where you hide a bombable wall.
Yep.
Yeah, this game has that problem. And we got Pokies. Nothing odd here. Just
No.
your normal Mario
It's
game.
an original enemy. Don't no.
Alright.
Here's our annoying friend the owl.
Yeah, he talks too much.
Yeah, he actually talks a lot in the English version. So playing this game in Japanese. This is actually you can actually, as long as you're playing any 1.0 version of the game, you can do you can do all these tricks I'm performing here. The only reason we're playing on Japanese saves time only on text. So, you know, we play on the fastest version, which is Japanese.
So,
Go on.
Marin is now teaching us how to play.
Battle of the Windfish.
She's not teaching us how to play Ballad of the Windfish, which we pick up perfectly, by the way. We have a musical ear, we just can't do anything until we hear the song first, despite the fact that we've heard it multiple times in the village.
I mean, what if Link is a fast learner?
I don't believe it.
Link with no musical knowledge just kind of learns a complex song like this.
And good job, M. Chen, you didn't have to listen to the song twice.
I've learned to play my first Beethoven song, no problem. On piano.
Never seen a piano in my life.
Alright, look, I don't wanna turn this into an LA Noir stream, but you're gonna make me doubt.
Okay.
Press X to doubt.
So anyway, so I'm going to open up Angler Tunnel. It is very important that you do that, otherwise,
Your run's dead.
Yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of time.
Your run's dead.
Don't be like me and go there and be like, this screen looks weird, and then realize
Yeah.
you didn't put in the key.
Not just you, but even one of the world record holders of this game, Sagus14, even did that himself.
Alright, so we got a very dumb trick coming up, so let's see if I get this.
Excuse me, sir. How dare you?
Yes, I said it.
Every time save is precious.
And we got it!
That is obstacle skip.
That literally saves 0.25.
You know, it saves half as much as the difference between blue
Definitely
tunic.
not worth it.
Oh, so then you'd be willing to give up that 0.5 seconds for, you know, the objectively better looking tunic.
So we're gonna abuse of Jesus
So,
jump here.
Yeah, so
to
this
get
is
here
called
when we're not
dumb
supposed to.
Sagaz route, because Sagaz found out that this is faster.
No. It's not dumb until you do early rooster skip.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're none of that today, unfortunately.
To explain
I thought you were going for world record.
what that is, basically you do what we did for Villa Skip, but instead, you do it at the top of the little tunnel, like that little pit, and then you can just kind of do a boots jump over. It's stupid hard.
Also, I'm kinda sad you didn't show off butt sword.
Sorry.
It's a time loss, but it's a well worth it time loss.
Alright, so
The honorable memes.
this is Angler Tunnel. It's really long, but we know the fastest way around it. We're gonna do
Super
all of
jumps.
it. Previously in like older routes of like the 90% category, we used to actually split this dungeon up. But we actually have to do the entirety of Dungeon 4 here for later.
Yeah, we're gonna need to see the ghost for a singular picture.
Every picture is equal in value.
Go.
So I'm just doing another Jesus jump here. Now it's important to note that if he were to do that while clipped into a wall, he would technically be considered out of bounds.
And disqualified from submitting this as a PB.
Also, this room's annoying.
Yeah.
You just spin slash. It's fun.
If
fine.
things get out of hand, it can be annoying.
You guys worry too much.
So we're just gonna skip having to do this tile room that basically you have to remember the other room tiles to then input that exact passcode into there, and you can get the nightmare key, or you can just do a big a super jump.
Also,
to clink off that
really cool
D-hat.
dungeon design right there, and this is the hardest fight in the game.
Oh boy.
Many people have died to this boss.
Alright, we won. Alright, cool.
Actually see the skull of one of them down below.
Shoutouts to Cravone.
Godspeed, sir. Godspeed.
So, What makes that fight really difficult is because when you're doing that casually without bombs or arrows, all you have to do is go at a very specific spot and mash your sword, and that's it. You don't. The boss does not hit you at all.
Yeah.
But that is Angler Tunnel.
Yeah, where the overworld can be a pain in this game for health. The bosses are, well, so far they are, ugh, they don't compare.
They've been very challenging.
Yeah, but here we are.
Oh!
Best song in the game.
So, this is Manbo, the sunfish. And he teaches us Manbo's Mambo.
And he can warp you to a singular place when you play this in the overworld, or even better, he can quickly warp you to the beginning of a dungeon.
Basically like your magic mirror from Link to the Past for the most part. But we never
Which
take advantage
you
of that
should.
because we never take advantage of that because we save and quit. Anyway.
No, I recall we use it multiple times.
Yeah, in the overworld, but not in dungeons.
Oh, what do you mean? You're supposed to do it after you beat Slimeal in D5.
Oh yeah, you know.
Oh.
Alright, so we get that
It's a
reference
really-
now.
You gotta really enjoy the boss defeated music.
Yeah, even if you defeat the boss, if you either A, leave the room, or leave while they're in the process of dying, they will just still exist.
The exception to that is if you pick up the heart container that they drop.
Yeah, the heart container is basically the flag that the bosses actually did.
Which means for bosses like that pesky Moldorm, if you fall off the edge before getting the heart container, you totally have to fight him again.
Alright, so
Also
what I
the
did there was
first
another
instance
bomb
of-
trigger to get the bikini top. Yeah, sorry, this is not PG, but
It's a necklace. Come on, can't you see it?
Necklace.
Look at the shape of it. It's obviously a necklace.
You normally have to give the pineapple to Papal that's up on top of the mountain, and then you have to use something else. I forget what it is, but eventually you get the
There's-
fishing hook, and then that's how you would normally get the bikini top. Also, dang, no turnaround.
I'm pretty sure Papal gives you something to then give to, like, an alligator.
He gives you a can of food to give to the alligator. He gives you bananas.
Or the change hog gives you the dog food to get the bananas from the alligator, and then so from Papal after giving him the pineapple, anyways.
Look, there's a whole bunch of lore with the route, the trading sequence, but let's just dredge up this dead mouse fish that came up from the mountains.
Yeah, no one knows what's going
So
on here.
it's important that you don't press start here, because if you press start, the picture actually doesn't count for some reason, because this game is really well programmed. But coming up right now is one of my least favorite tricks in the game, so I will let you guys talk about that.
Oh boy, it's time for early magnifying lens featuring Zora Bump. So that little fireball has a hitbox, which we can use to fall off this ledge. And at a very precise moment, hit it, so that way we
Nice,
fall
got it.
onto the ledge.
First try.
Super jump, and hey! We are somewhere where we're not supposed to be.
That is a lot
With
harder
something
than it
that we're
looks.
not supposed to have.
And that'll allow us to do a trick later on in D5 known as early hookshot, which abuses the fact that items there's a set item for each room, and we'll explain it later. But
Most importantly,
boomerang-
the thing you need to know now is that I have the ability to get the boomerang.
Yeah, and the boomerang is not only broken in killing things, it can help us collect things quicker and save multiple minutes, so that's nice.
But you forgot about the most important part that the boomerang can do. It helps you go really fast.
Yeah.
And you'll
They
see that later up in the mountains. Right, M-Chan?
God.
Nostalgia.
I
Nothing's changed.
was trying to jump in there, which makes Link does something pretty cool inside, but I failed.
Well, you'll get it later.
Yeah, important thing to note about the ghost here is if you're not doing things fast enough, he will start giving you text boxes annoying you about where you need to go next.
Need to go to my house.
And actually, when you're trying to do tricks like, let's say, early lens, there, he can actually mess you up while you're setting it up, and I've actually had it happen to me once, and it's a miserable day.
Yeah, because it's a mixture of RNG and cycles. So if you screw up an earlier part of the run with the ghost, it'll affect the rest of it. So we're trading in the shovel to get the boomerang. Power.
Not a fair trade in my opinion.
This is the most
now-
powerful item in the game, hands down. Don't at
We're
me.
really playing with power.
Man, last time I saw the boomerang set off a cutscene, or even better, eat a cutscene. Ooh.
Are you objectifying Bow Wow?
Well, I mean, there's a sprite on the screen. The boomerang's a sprite on the screen.
Fair point. Anyways, we're gonna be going to another one of these bats, and M-Chan's gonna have to make sure that he does the same thing that he did on the other bat, and say no to the first curse, to then get the bow upgrade to now hold 60 arrows. And that's gonna be important because he won't need arrows for the rest of the run following this.
Well, I do, but the arrow management is super lenient now.
How many
Yeah.
times do we actually use the bow from here on out? These are the questions.
Some walls. Depending on how you fight, the Armos Knight.
Oh, Master Stalfos as well. Spoilers, by the way.
Yes.
So now we use the wonderful song Mando's Mambo to get back over to Crazy Tracy's hut, which happens to be right here next to the graveyard where the ghost wants to go. So he's tired.
Go to his grave. His grave, because he has to specify that it's his grave.
Now they all desecrates it by sitting on top of it.
Now he's basically moved on to the afterlife.
Or so we thought!
Smiley Ghost. This is probably one of my favorite pictures in the game.
It's a good picture.
I also think Link looks the best in this photo.
Looks so smug.
And the ghost just looks so happy. He's like, finally someone helped me.
Nice.
All I've been doing is talking to rabbits for months.
Oh yeah, shoutouts to Sagas for just destroying this category.
Hitboxes make sense.
Yep, and now time for Dungeon Zero, aka the Color
Alright,
Dungeon.
I'm in the color dungeon. Which tunic will I be getting?
Oh, baby.
Please tell me.
It looks like it may be red.
Oh, baby.
Sten, are you here?
Release him from this suffering. Oh, that's right. Sten can't hear us. Well, there is one way to find out, isn't there? Let's go take a look at that donation tracker. As soon as I find it.
So one big thing about the Color Dungeon here is that this is the only instance of 5 rupees that you're able to get, and so we abuse that by going into that room twice to get 300 rupees to get the Frog Song of Soul, which costs 300 rupees. But one thing we'll have to do later is we're gonna have to do a hard reset. On emulator, it's just a key combination, or you have to hit the reset button on your console, and it will actually store and RAM, like
Alright,
it's some
hard
RAM
boss
stuff.
coming up.
Oh boy.
Actually hard boss, depending on how much powder you have.
Alright,
By the
there we
way,
go.
M-Chen, I ought to let you know that if the tracker is correct, you are getting red tunic. Oh no, he loses 0.5 seconds. World record is dead. And it's all my fault.
So one of the reasons why it's
Oh, hold on.
not
You didn't hard reset, did you?
I literally talked about hard resetting. But anyways, the reason why red tunic isn't as okay, it's still technically optimal, but it's not really worth it anymore is because we will be getting the level 2 sword soon enough, and we won't be spending as much time, so essentially the red tunic cancels out any upgrade to your sword, and vice versa, so it doesn't really matter, so it's better to just get the blue tunic for that extra defense. And not
Plus,
have
it also increases knockback, yeah. Which is problematic for certain fights.
one.
Yeah, only some.
Yeah, man, I'm refreshing this and it doesn't appear that it's changing. Looks like you're doing red.
Oh, man.
You've got just a little bit of red on you.
Hey, you rarely see red in these anyways. Brings you back.
Sorry, Sagaz.
I'm pretty sure Sagas would be happy.
Yeah, now
There's not a
For a
threat
boss.
to his world record.
that I don't think anyone understands, but we
Wow.
fight it anyways.
Just shoot it with arrows. That's the easiest boss ever.
Yeah,
Okay, there we go.
text makes no sense. It's like, you just don't hit.
Red means danger,
hit too
yellow means
fast.
caution, green means good. Alright, so red?
It said red.
Alright.
That was 20 versus 18 according to the tracker.
Hey, you don't have to do any menuing. You can just mash as much as possible.
Alright.
And you will always get
So-
the red tunic.
So I gotta explain this now. Usually in PB attempts, I only ever use blue tunic, and that's because there are some strats that well, there are some strats with red tunic that are less consistent than the blue tunic strats, and also that, or I only ever use blue tunic. So
Oh, come on, man. Get out of your comfort zone. Look at it. You look dashing with that on.
Also, rip green tunic.
Green Tunic is actually the best tunic. He likes posting anime memes all over the place. And we appreciate him for that.
alright, this is the signpost maze, and it is very exciting.
It's also annoying.
Also, this
because
is a dumb jump right here. Alright, there we go, we got it.
Yeah.
First try.
give
Easy as
someone a shot.
pie.
There is a trick in this game called dumb jump, but that may as well be dumb jump.
No.
It's
Nah.
the hundo dumb jump.
I'm not buying
The
it.
signpost,
The-
the signpost maze
It
can be
actually
really
is supposed to
annoying.
be easy, but I make it harder than it actually is.
Yeah,
Well, then it's your dumb.
possible if you time it properly, but if you don't know how to do it, it can really suck. Yeah, one thing about the signpost maze is if you accidentally read the same sign twice, which you can do by pressing B or A, it will reset the entire thing.
Also, we should mention
Okay.
there's probably a seizure warning coming up, so look away now.
Also, this is the second best song in the game, so if you need to go get a drink right now, then now's a good time.
Second best song in the game. No, get out of here, man. This song sucks.
I love this song, what do you mean?
Hey,
It's sung by frogs.
I think Link does a better job at showcasing this song on his ocarina.
It's like they're playing it on a theremin versus, you know, an actual instrument. No offense to anybody who plays theremin out there.
This
And-
screen's actually flickering, but you guys can't tell because the stream's at 30 FPS.
Yeah, surprisingly, the Game Boy Color runs at like 575 FPS, I think it is, basically 60.
Close
and it's impressive, but also they can give you seizures like that.
Oh no, somebody who actually plays the theremin is watching. And he's posting dank anime memes. Oh no.
So this is like the most convenient time to get this heart piece. Why is this here?
I don't know how anybody knows how to get this heart, or has figured out how to get this heart piece, like, ever.
Alright, knows.
This is like a minute of swimming. Who thought this was a good idea? Also, this is our second view of Candlelit Castle and seeing the inner walls. The leaves are still there, by the way. Richard does not have his leaves.
Oh look, for a second there you had Blue Tunic!
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I've been exposed.
For like 2 frames, you had it!
He painted his tunic red, even though it was a blue tunic. He has both. So now we're gonna get the final picture with this Zora also rolling.
Getting nice graphical glitch.
This is also
Link was a Goron for a second.
Yeah, this should be the
This
last
is also
picture.
fine.
So the next time I open up my menu, I'm gonna do a picture check.
Link looks so happy to be taking a picture.
I'm confident
of
enough
this.
to know that this is my last picture, but you know, if you guys don't believe me, I will do it.
I don't believe you, I want proof.
Also,
Okay.
for that one last picture there, the mouse is white for some reason.
Because the mouse is dead, we already went over it. He died when he fell down the mountain, then he was dredged up during the fisherman fight.
Alright, we got it.
Nice.
Also, with Red Tunic, you can actually pick up things faster, but, no.
Oh yeah, isn't it like... Saga's timed this. It's like... X, like, point something seconds faster, and the more you pick stuff up, that's the reason why it's faster. It's literally only because you pick stuff up. So we're gonna be getting the last seashell here.
Excellent. Now we can go get the level 2 sword later.
Oh,
So
this is not good. Oh,
So
I'm
to
getting
explain
flashbacks.
why we only get 20 instead of all of them, it's because
Oh, this
once
is
you have
flashbacks.
20 seashells,
It's fine, man, you made it inside.
every single chest or location that has a seashell will turn into rupees or nothing. Because you only need... Oh no.
You did a black. I'm impressed. You jumped into it.
Yeah, anyways, we only need 20 to get the level 2 sword from the Shell Paradise.
Oh no!
Those are world record holder strats for sure.
That's why,
Sorry, we had a world record before that did die to Armos Knights, so I shouldn't feel that bad.
Ah, but did the world record have red tunic? Or blue
Yes.
tunic? See, then it's world record pace right now.
Shout out to Sai Sai. I'm sorry.
Oh, we're not.
we're gonna do some damage boosting here. Well, manipulation of damage boosting, because the Armos do stupid amounts of damage. You can just take damage on these Zols.
You know what else does stupid amounts of damage?
Okay,
The bomb fair is coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking that up.
It's not gonna matter if a bomb gets dropped on your face.
Oh yeah, 2 hearts of damage no matter what tunic you use. Fun.
Bang, baby.
Oh, get away. Okay. Alright, so coming up is
Yeah,
called
bomb fair is
Zorlax
easy.
Jump. I hate this jump, even though it's supposed to be easy.
It is easy.
Alright, we got it.
See, it's easy. First try every time. You're just prejudiced against the named jumps.
We need
Yeah,
a new
dude.
name for that.
No, we don't. Zorlax jump. Done.
It's the jump to D6 without the hook shot. Boom.
It's the easy jump. Boom.
There we go. Not
Dumb.
dumb jump.
Simple jump.
Alright, so
I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the run, but I am gonna donate $3 for every time I fail a horse head attempt, every time I fail a early hookshot attempt, and every blue ball that I get on the final fight. So if you guys have any predictions in chat, please do so right now.
Oh boy, horse heads world record.
Are you gonna put your donations to Blue Tunic?
No, I'll put it towards saving Baron instead.
Horse heads, dude. So let's hope that M-Chan doesn't get horse heads world record.
Oh, he's gonna get like 15.
The last marathon run that I did, I got 8, so... You know, or 10.
What's the world record for horse heads?
30-something by Cravone?
He was like 30.
Just by Cravone.
Alright, so there is a strat for this room with Red Tunic, but I don't know it, so I'm just gonna go baby on here.
Oh yeah, it's stupid. Because normally
you wasted an arrow. That wasn't
with,
optimal.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be in trouble later.
Yeah, normally with blue tunic or green tunic, you can have a setup there, and it's very nice. But because of that extra knockback, you can't do the setup properly.
So did you
Also,
guys
super
know
jump.
that you can open up chests with pots?
Yeah, that's open on mine all the time.
Literally the only instance of this in the game.
Oh,
Also,
no, it isn't. Because you can open a door with a pot, too.
Fair
Oh,
points.
there we go. You can actually soft block by doing from that jump, but we didn't, so that's good.
Yeah, it's a very tight pixel position. If you're too high, you're guaranteed to soft block, and if you're too low, you can jump out.
All right,
So that's nice.
all right, here we go.
I want to hear counting.
Oh, 1. Okay, second try. All right, cool.
It's $3. I'm keeping a tally.
And you're not doing Agamanip, right? So we get the raw.
Well, if I fail it, then then you know.
Oh, but then that's cheating. You can't use the manip.
Oh yeah, also in that.
Hey man, I'm on a budget here.
In those 2 areas that M-Chan did, flock clips, you can also do a trick called shack jump, which is basically you go into a room unclipped, and you can just kind of go into the corner, then do a super jump out of it, and it's easy.
Also, this
Well, it's
fight
against
was
a-
really hard.
It can be really hard. If you let it get out of hand.
Yeah.
If you fail too many shack jumps.
If you get too many horse heads.
I feel like when you're already tilted by getting like 20 horse heads, you're just
You've
tired
given
of
up at that
doing
point.
it.
You just want to finish it and go to sleep. Anyways, we got a triangle playing a solo. Love it. Percussion solo. Excellent.
That was D6, not D5, by the way. In case you guys were following the order. But we are gonna go to Dungeon 5 now. It's mainly because just the way the route works, it's just more convenient to do this before Dungeon 5.
And I wonder why that is. Could it be that you passed by something beforehand? No, no one lives over here.
You're right,
Yeah,
because no one
now
does.
It's time.
Hey, the
for,
spirit of the mansion is a person too.
Yeah. And this is time for the most useless sword in the game if you have Red Tunic.
Excuse me. Excuse me. That sword is made out of thunder and lightning.
Yeah,
Sword.
This is the coolest... It's not called the Master Sword, but I'm gonna call it the Master Sword, but it's the coolest Master Sword you'll ever get.
It's a seashell sword.
Hey, look, it looks so large. Oh wait, it's literally the same.
And you also get your health back.
It's a 2D section. Cut him some slack. And now we go down to D5.
And
So I'm gonna do
time
some
for
random mashing here. It's gonna seem pointless, but this actually does save a little bit of time.
Yeah, it saves time when, like, just a little bit of time each time you mash
You
jumping
move-
there, and then
you
it's
move a
very
little bit
fast
faster
when going
in the
upward.
mash.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a safety save here because I really want to show this trick off, and if something goes wrong, then I can try it again.
Yeah,
Oh
so
boy.
early hook
So
shot.
get your predictions in right now, because it's going to happen like really fast. Hopefully.
You're gonna pick up the key.
So to explain what early hookshot is, so as mentioned before, each room has its own designated item or no item. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pick up the key with the boomerang in this room and transition into the other room. And it will think that we defeated Master Rezephos and give us the
Yes!
hookshot. And he got it first try. What's very nice about that is the fact that he actually got it. He was on a good frame rule because it's completely frame rule dependent. So basically, you have a 50-50 chance of getting it at all, and it can be really annoying. And it loses 15 seconds each time you don't get it.
And of course, we can thank Green Tunic for this misery.
Yeah, this skips a lot of the dungeon, so it's very nice that this trick is here.
Yeah, it saves about a minute if done optimally, which is very nice. And we're only fighting this guy once.
So I actually killed Master Rezephos here, and that's for an extra key. And this is actually a recent reroute, which saves like a few seconds. You'll see why later.
Yeah, because of a little bit of jank, we'll see soon
This is
enough.
actually This is actually like the coolest thing I've seen like since I've been part of this community.
I mean, Rooster Skip isn't cool?
Sorry.
You mean Red Tunic isn't cool?
Are you saying early lens isn't cool either?
What's next? You're gonna tell me that Dumb Jump isn't cool?
So earlier when we mentioned that there's a trick called Dumb Jump, that's where you would do the Dumb Jump because you wouldn't have Hookshot coming into that room, but yeah, don't have to do it. Alright, so
Yeah,
here's so if you remember TGH's run, TGH did not take this route, so there we go. So if you clip in between the block and the pot, you can actually just mash your hookshot and you just go right through them. This
Just
actually
mash
saves 3 seconds. So we said that a lot of bosses were hard. This is actually a painful fight.
Nah, it's easy.
RNG, because the location of this wall snake is random. It's
There's
sometimes
only-
you're just gonna spawn behind the tail.
There's only 4 spots it can be. It's not that random. By the way, the Red Tunic increases knockback, which is really bad for this boss.
But doesn't
Because he's invulnerable during knockback.
Yeah, one of the annoying things about this boss is that he's one of the few bosses that isn't affected by the extra damage of either the Elzu sword or the red tuna.
Okay, that is completely random. So if you do enough hits to this guy, then then that happens, and you just that's just there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, there
It's
we
a
go.
dummy snake.
Yeah, after the third pull on the wall snake, he will randomly sometimes give out a dummy version of himself and explode.
And to think, you wouldn't have seen that without getting Red Tunic.
Cool features of this game that are cool and dumb at the same time. Didn't play Manbo's Mambo there, so that's very nice.
Not doing the French strats.
Shout out to the French.
Shout out to Ola specifically. I'm calling you out, buddy. And now
I have to take him
what is it?
down next week, and it sucks.
Oh, you'll be fine. See, Xander thought he'd lose, and what happened? He won. Just do what Xander did. So now we're using the Mambo again. Because now we're going up. Up and away.
Now, if you're, again, if you're Alos, you can also do like a little bonk to save a few seconds getting up here instead of going through the right side.
Yeah, no
But
thanks.
it's dumb.
Alright, so coming up is another dumb trick, so hopefully I can get it.
Look, we're gonna have fighting words pretty soon if you keep on calling obstacle skip a dumb trick.
It's... I am probably the only person in the community who hates this trick, because I almost never really go for this. Okay, there we go. That's, we gotta get the heart piece first. Alright, here we go.
Yeah. It's similar to a trick we'll be doing later that activates Turtle Rock.
Oh, you are mean. Alright. Alright, there we go.
Obstacle skip.
The run is valid this time, traitor.
I mean, I don't go for it in runs, but it's definitely cool. So coming up is
not worth it.
Rooster Skip. The aforementioned Rooster Skip. Yeah, no early Rooster Skip here, but instead we're going to be abusing the fact that if you are not on the center of a pit tile, you can pull out the hook shot, and for that one frame that the game thinks that you're on the ground, after the hook shot comes back to you, you can do a jump, and then you can do that twice to skip ever playing the Frog Song of Soul to get the rooster.
So I'm gonna tell you something real quick, M-Chan.
Hmm?
The first pause on that was perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew that looked really weird.
Yeah, and he's saving and quitting on that, not only to not have to lose as much time on Rooster Skip,
Oh man,
But-
what is wrong with that?
but for a trick later that we're going to be doing in D7. Yeah, it seems like you're a pixel off.
It's rough. This is an actual gatekeeping trick for people.
Yeah, luckily it doesn't lose as much time in save and quit categories. Also, shoutouts to Jacob for being the first one to
Okay,
ever
there
do
we
this
go.
in any sort of runs. Yo, nice.
Ugh, sorry about that.
I mean, you're just showing people how it's done.
We've been spoiled by Rooster Skip. Yeah, so there's another trick that can be done in the original Link's Awakening with the different out of bounds rule set that allows you to just not have to do that and just do super jumps over a cliff. And
Because, you know, out of bounds is beautiful.
yeah, even though it's the same community, we have a different rule set for two games that are almost identical, aside from one being even more busted than the other one.
Look, age does not mean it's busted. It's busted because it's busted.
Fire rod despawning.
It's magic
You
rod.
can actually do a pit buffer
Sorry, magic rod.
on the screen, which saves a little bit of time, but it is also not worth it. It's hard.
Oh, you're hurting
Large
Spice's
design.
feelings now.
But yeah, we need to clarify, it is the magic rod. Even though it shoots fire, it's magic rod.
Look, magic and fireballs are not mutually exclusive.
Alright.
Okay?
So we're approaching Eagle Tower. It is so. If you guys remember, Eagle Tower is a very long dungeon, and it's still a very long dungeon here. So yeah,
It's not that long.
it's very long. I'm not looking forward to it.
B2 is longer.
Also, shoutouts to Xander for missing the level 2 shield in a Hundo PB.
Oh, Xander.
Alright, so I'm gonna
You
do this
warm.
boomerang shot right here, which actually breaks half the dungeon. So yeah, remember when I said this dungeon's long?
He lied! My god!
Oh yeah, it's gonna get even shorter too.
So we're supposed to grab that giant metal ball and run around breaking down these pillars with it.
Yeah.
What?
Bomb triggers.
Carefully placed explosives.
If you place two bombs within like a few frames from each other, then this happens.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't do the swag. Ooh.
No shack jump.
Not even the shack jump, the one where he blows up the wall and the pit at the same time. That's swag.
Okay, so I've been thinking for a very long time not to do this, but seeing how this run's going, I think I am gonna do it.
Oh,
You're
making a mistake.
I will let you guys talk about what I'm about to do.
You're making a mistake. That's what we have to talk about.
Oh boy.
We should go for safety. So, there is a trick coming up, which I'm pretty sure is what he's talking about. It's called Goomba Surf. And you basically have to clip into this wall by 1 pixel, and then hope that those Goombas line up so that way one of them walks
Nice.
up next to that ledge, like that. And then you just super jump and then walk up.
So that
'Cause
still
you bounce
saves
off a
time
Goomba.
over the other method. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can only make that if you get a full height super jump. So you can technically buffer it, but it's also a 1 in 4 chance that that Goomba will even go into that position in the first place.
Also, you remember how we saved and quit in Rooster Cave? Yeah, it turns out that allows us to just shoot past the menu, where
Yeah,
the
apparently.
eagle happens to be.
And this only works if and only if you're on the screen from the beginning. So if you go down, that menu becomes solid there. For unknown reasons, it just works.
I wonder how we found that.
Yeah, I still wonder why that is even a thing.
Let's get JT on it.
It's a very old trick.
So we got our organ of evening calm now. It's a really small organ.
Yeah, I don't. It seems more like one of those like kids' play toys.
So if
It's like
if I open up the save and quit menu right here, I can actually move while I'm falling, and that's how I'm able to avoid that hole.
Yeah, just a little bit of running.
Going to D4. Shoutouts to old no save and quit route. So
Alright, so
saving.
I've been before the run started, I've been pressured to do this. So
Pressured, you're supposed to do it.
Also, I guess we're killing based on the save kill. So, well, we're not technically killing Marin, but we're not saving Marin either. This loses like a minute if you interact with the cutscene.
yes, first try. All right, let's go.
Zoomerang, baby! Goodbye, Marin. So that works by dashing one direction, then holding the other direction while holding Boomerang and Feather. And you just go flying. Magic.
I don't actually think I
So to
saved
be-
time there because that took me a while to set that up.
Doesn't matter, it looked cool.
It basically abuses,
It makes up for half the swag.
it basically abuses stored momentum from the boots and bonking while also using the boomerang's momentum, and it's a treat.
Oh yeah. Not as cool as the lawnmower, but, you know, pretty excellent.
Yeah, now we're finally gonna get our powder upgrade.
Been a long time coming.
Technically, you're intended to get this, like, well, not
First?
this location, but the upgrade
one-
first. So finally we can mash to the bat.
So, coming up is the cave where we require level 2 shield. We happen to have it this time, but it's really just useless.
Yeah, you can clip into the wall, then
All right, nice.
just run, and this has been known since 2005, basically.
You can
Because
actually
clipping
die
into
from
walls
doing that.
prevents
So yeah.
Because clipping into the wall prevents you from getting knocked back,
All right, cool.
so you could just continue running.
So normally you're supposed to
Also-
play the frog song that we got from the signpost maze, but this is faster. Also, this is a boss fight right
Yeah.
here, and yeah.
Man, it even has its own special music. You don't want to show that off for the people?
We'll hear some special music in here as we push this magical Roomba that creates floor that like turns the instruments into only 2 instruments.
So I've actually been thinking about that Roomba. What if it's just shooting out like super cooled air or something to freeze the lava into solid ground?
Also, this is Bookshot.
Oh, I got it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, relax.
It's a pixel window, it's a
It's
2
2
pixel
pixels.
window. And so, like if you ever seen M-Chan like use hook shot while having the rock feather equipped, he's gonna be jumping, and that normally just is faster in general. But what it also does is it affects Link's hitbox in a way where if you clip into the key block, you can essentially go through that key block kind of like as if it was a flock clip, but you don't have to worry about anything. But
I'm
if
also
you ever leave that room, you're soft locked.
I'm also very glad you didn't do play no skip.
Oh yes, shout out to the Seabass and the new rule set. Quote
Air
unquote
quotes new.
I mean, it's slower anyways, so it's fine.
Is it though?
Excuse me? What the heck? Okay, there we go. Being too greedy there.
Oh yeah, these
M-Chan.
Sparkies are annoying.
M-Chan, please.
And now time for the final hurt piece in the game.
Okay, nice.
Look
So,
at all.
This room can go really bad if you mess up.
Yeah, the Vire not only is annoying, but the ropes can also get in the way of your boomerang. And it's not fun.
And another hard fight defeated right there.
Now for the hardest fight in the game. The Roomba.
So in this
There-
room, there's like 27 or something like that, different combinations that you can go about with this room. This is my way.
They're all exactly the same in speed. It's just, however you can get to that chest fast, you can save time.
It's like the Roomba moves at a fixed rate. There's the same amount of tiles on the screen.
So we didn't talk about
Yeah.
lava diving, which I did earlier. We're about to do it again here.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It's just a Jesus jump. It's just Jesus jump off of lava.
Yeah, we
Okay, there we go.
also missed Lava Swim, which is the same thing as a Jesus Jump, but if you're not moving at all on a transition, the game just thinks that you're swimming, and
Ooh, that hurts.
swim. Also, this boss fight is RNG and annoying. If you have him stunned and keep shooting at him, he will not take any damage. But if he's moving, he'll take damage. But sometimes, say you miss,
I get
you
it?
only have
Oh, we got the side one.
nice.
It is Wang Boys on the side.
But yeah, Hothead can be super annoying, and if you only have one magical shot to work with, it's even slower. So you
He
just
also-
hope that you get the one cycle.
He also hits like a truck.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So normally in PB attempts, that's a trick called Wang Boys, which is a really cool thing that people like to go for. In PB attempts, I never go for that because when I'm running with splits, I split the moment I hit the instrument, and so pressing 3 buttons at the same time is very hard.
You have toes for a reason, come on.
Yeah,
It's
just-
no
just use-
excuse.
Just use a foot pedal. Alright, and now, even though we have the Ballad of the Windfish on the ocarina, we're still gonna do a bomb trigger.
I'm not gonna lie,
Faster.
I thought you split D2. And I was about to say, are you forgetting
Oh.
something?
Yeah, this bomb
Wow.
trigger is fun.
Okay, there we go.
So now it's time for best song in the game, actually. Now for the inexperienced player, they may be wondering, well, we got the magnifying glass, and shouldn't we be checking the book in the library? Well, no, if we do that, then it gives us a randomized pattern for the Windfish Egg maze, but if you never look at the book, it will always be the same pattern of left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. So that's nice. Also, another thing to mention, Link's ocarina changes based on the tunic that he has.
Oh, I never noticed that.
Astro, you talk during the best song.
But yeah, like what Astro said, the path is fixed here if you never check the library.
There's a default, yay, and it's left, up, right, up, left, up.
Some people have it in their splits because they can never remember it.
We call it Luru.
No, it's Luru.
I've heard that. Also,
play Metal Gear Solid 2.
Also, no Agamanip, please. Anyways, this is Blob Manip. It's 100% setup where if you just don't slash your sword, and then place a bomb on the first hit of the blob, he will just die without ever having to use the powder. And then
Very convenient that this was found for Link's Awakening Original. Because we don't get the powder in that.
So now,
so this is
after these first two, it's a 50-50 chance. Blue balls won't allow you to hit Aghanim, and these will normally
that's one.
energy balls will. One blue ball.
Thank you for not doing the manip.
Okay, that's 2. Wow.
So you're up to 9.
Yeah, this used to be a huge issue for PB attempts,
okay.
But with the manip, it can be nice for higher level runners. Now time for Moldorm, except he can't knock you into a pit and you can just lock him.
So, M-Chen, you want to up the ante a little bit?
Huh?
How about $3 for every missed arrow on Dazzle?
Oh.
Arrow. Are we actually going to use arrows and not the boomerang? Oh yes, by the way, the boomerang's so overpowered that it can one-shot the final boss. For reasons.
It's a secret. Alright, so that's 32 times 3 because you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
Alright, time's coming up. As soon as
time
it turns
is... White. Yep, fade to white on the top of the staircase. So how'd you do?
Alright, so the time was 1:25:36, which is
very nice.
About 2 minutes off my PB.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good for a marathon run.
Yeah, with all the messing around that I did.
I don't know what you're talking about. Zoomerang was completely intentional.
Yeah, so
GG's.
I hope you guys enjoyed the run. Shoutouts to I want to thank Phantomat and Astronomus here for both hanging out with me. This is as well as the whole LADX community. If you're interested in learning LADX, this is we have our Discord server. Like, we have a very friendly and supportive group of people who are always welcome to help anyone who is interested in learning. Yeah, so this is and this community by far is like so far has been one of my favorite community people to hang out with.
And we're actually.
Aww.
And this has been my favorite speed game with me running this game for a year.
Oh, Luigi's gonna get jealous.
Speaking of like new stuff, Link's Awakening Switch is right around the corner, so we're prepping for that.
Oh yeah, there's that as well.
We are also in the middle of a Link's Awakening Original tournament, which is actually starting its brackets round this coming week.
So yeah, if you're interested in learning this game, the original Link's Awakening, or potentially the new Link's Awakening game coming for the Switch, then our Discord server is open for all 3 of those versions. We're always interested in helping new people get good.
Yeah, when I came back to this community a couple months ago, everyone was like so friendly and helped me get back up to speed with new strats.
Yeah. So an interesting thing here. We don't have time to show this off, but well, probably, but because I died twice in the run, you won't see this. But if you beat this game without dying once, then you get what's called the secret ending, where Marin makes it out of the dream as a seagull.
But because you died, she's dead, and you have to live with that.
Yeah.
I mean, Link's actually dead because he's stranded in the middle of the ocean.
Could she really be dead if she was just a figment of a giant whale's imagination? These are these philosophical questions that we have to grapple with every time we play this game.
And the
Did
real
we
question-
kill everyone? Or
Yes,
did
yes,
they
you did.
even exist at all? Can you kill ideas?
The real
I don't
question
know.
is,
They exist in the Oracle games.
Nah.
yeah, the question is, did we do the right thing fighting the nightmare? Maybe we should have just kept the island in existence and then just kind of left via boat, because you know we could have
Marin
done
could have
that.
confessed to Link at the bridge.
Not buying it. Nope. Everybody had to die.
Also, shoutouts to 30 FPS making this
Yeah.
credit sequence look awful.
So do you guys have anything else to say before we move on to the next round?
GT says seagull.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say here, but a good run.
Alright.
That was good. Nice
Right.
job, man.
Alright.
Thanks for running in, Chan, and
Yeah.
thanks for joining
Thanks
us
for
all.
having me, and I am going to bed because it is about to be 1 a.m. and I have to wake up early for work.
Fair enough.
Work.
So up next we have Realm Copier with Burnout Dominator. So stay tuned for that.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, later guys.